Hey there, beautiful souls of golden life. Can you believe that something as simple as a handful of nuts could be the secret to feeling vibrant, energized, and thriving well into your golden years? Or that the wrong nuts could secretly be working against you, zapping your energy or even causing health hiccups? If you're over 65, this is a game changer you don't want to miss. I'm so excited to share this with you because I know how much you value living your best life, full of joy, health, and those precious moments with loved ones. So grab a cozy seat, maybe a cup of tea, and let's dive into this shocking reveal about the 5 nuts you absolutely must eat and the 5 you should never touch. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll be ready to make some simple swaps that'll have you glowing from the inside out. Now, why are nuts such a big deal for us over 65? Well, think about it. Our bodies are like these incredible wise machines that have carried us through decades of adventures. But as we age, we need to fuel them with the right stuff. Foods that support our heart, keep our joints happy, and give our brains that extra spark. Nuts are like nature's little powerhouses packed with healthy fats, protein, and vitamins that can do wonders for us. But here's the kicker. Not all nuts are created equal. Some are like your best friends, always there to lift you up, while others, well, let's just say they're like that one friend who always causes drama. Today we're going to sort out who's who in the nut world, so you can make choices that make you feel amazing. Let's start with one of the superstars you must add to your daily routine: almonds. Oh, almonds are like the golden child of nuts for anyone over 65. They're loaded with vitamin E, which is like a love letter to your skin and brain. Vitamin E helps protect your cells from damage, which is so important as we age because it keeps us feeling youthful and sharp. Plus, almonds have healthy fats that support your heart. Think of them as little hugs for your arteries. I remember my friend Margaret, who's 72 and still line dancing every weekend. She started tossing a handful of almonds into her morning oatmeal, and she swears her energy levels are through the roof. She even says her doctor noticed her cholesterol levels improving. Now, you don't have to eat a ton, just a small handful. About 20 almonds is perfect. Try them raw or lightly toasted, but skip the salted or flavored ones. Those can sneak in extra sodium or sugar that we don't need. You can sprinkle them on salads, blend them into smoothies, or just munch on them. As a snack, easy, right? Next up, let's talk about walnuts. If almonds are the golden child, walnuts are the wise elder of the nut family. These wrinkly little gems are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which are fantastic for your brain. Studies show omega-3s can help keep your memory sharp and even lower the risk of cognitive decline. Something we all want to stay on top of, right? I'll never forget my neighbor Tom, who's 68, and started adding walnuts to his diet after his doctor warned him about his heart health. He chops them up and adds them to his yogurt every morning, and he says he feels like he's got the brain of a 50-year-old now. He even beat me at Scrabble last week, which never used to happen. Walnuts also have antioxidants that fight inflammation, which can help with joint pain, a win for anyone who wants to keep moving and grooving. Just stick to a small handful, about 14 walnut halves, because they're calorie-dense. Pro tip, keep them in the fridge to stay fresh longer, and try tossing them into a homemade trail mix with some dried cranberries for a sweet and savory treat. Now, before we go any further, let's touch on one nut you should never touch, or at least be super careful with: macadamia nuts. I know they're buttery and delicious, and who doesn't love a tropical vibe? But here's the deal. Macadamia nuts are super high in calories and saturated fats, which can be tough on your heart if you're eating them regularly. For those of us over 65, keeping our cholesterol in check is key, and macadamias can tip the scale in the wrong direction. I learned this the hard way when I went a little overboard at a Hawaiian-themed party last year. Let's just say my doctor wasn't thrilled at my next checkup. Plus, they're often sold roasted in oils or coated in sugar, which cancels out any benefits. If you really love them, have just a couple as a rare treat, but don't make them a staple. Your heart will thank you. So we've covered 2 must-eat nuts, almonds and walnuts, and 1 to steer clear of, macadamia nuts. But we're just getting started, my friends. There's so much more to share about how these tiny powerhouses can transform your health and which ones might be holding you back. Stick with me, because up next we're going to dive into a nut that's a total rock star for your digestion, and another one that might be sneaking in some trouble you didn't expect. You're going to love this, so keep that energy up and let's keep rolling. Welcome back, my Golden Life family. I hope you're as excited as I am to keep digging into this nutty adventure. We're uncovering the 5 nuts that are like superheroes for your health after 65, and the 5 that might be causing more trouble than they're worth. If you're ready to feel vibrant, keep your heart happy, and maybe even surprise your doctor at your next checkup, you're in the right place. Let's jump right back in with another nut you must eat and a couple you'll want to keep at arm's length. Trust me, these tips are going to make your daily routine so much tastier and healthier. Let's kick things off with a nut that's a total game changer for your digestion: pistachios. Oh, pistachios are like little green gems that do so much more than just taste amazing. They're packed with fiber, which is a big deal for those of us over 65 because keeping things moving smoothly is key to feeling our best. Fiber helps with digestion, keeps you regular, and can even lower your risk of things like colon issues down the road. I have this friend, Linda, who's 70 and always struggled with sluggish digestion. She started eating a small handful of pistachios every afternoon, and she says it's like her body got a tune-up. She's got more energy, and she's not dealing with that bloated feeling anymore. Pistachios are also great for your heart because they have healthy fats that can lower bad cholesterol. Plus, they're lower in calories than some other nuts, so you can enjoy about 30 of them without overdoing it. Just make sure you're getting them unsalted and without those sugary coatings. Try cracking them open yourself. It's like a little mindfulness exercise. Toss them into a salad for some crunch or eat them on their own as a snack. You'll feel like $1,000,000. Now let's talk about another must-have: hazelnuts. These little nuts are like a secret weapon for your skin and energy levels. Hazelnuts are rich in antioxidants, especially vitamin E, which helps keep your skin glowing and protects your cells from the wear and tear of aging. They're also loaded with B vitamins, which are like a natural energy boost, perfect for those days when you want to keep up with the grandkids or tackle a new hobby. I'll never forget my cousin Ruth, who's 67 and started adding hazelnuts to her morning smoothie. She says her skin looks brighter, and she's got this pep in her step that wasn't there before. She even started a painting class because she's got the energy to try new things. Hazelnuts are also great for your heart because they help lower inflammation. A small handful, about 20 nuts, is all you need. You can chop them up and sprinkle them on yogurt, mix them into baked goods, or just enjoy them raw. Pro tip: store them in an airtight container to keep them fresh, and avoid the Maiso chocolate-covered ones. Those are more dessert than health food. Okay, let's switch gears and talk about a nut you should never touch, or at least be super cautious about: Brazil nuts. Now, I know Brazil nuts have this reputation as a health food because they're high in selenium, which is great for your immune system. But here's the catch: too much selenium can actually be harmful, especially for us over 65, because our bodies don't process it as efficiently. Eating just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts can give you all the selenium you need for the day, but munching on a handful can push you into toxic territory, causing things like nausea, hair loss, or even nerve issues. I learned this the hard way when I got a little too enthusiastic about a bag of Brazil nuts I found at the store. My stomach was not happy, and my doctor gave me a gentle lecture about moderation. Plus, Brazil nuts are super calorie dense, which can sneak up on you if you're watching your weight. If you love them, stick to 1 nut a day. Seriously, just want cat and make sure they're fresh, not rancid. But honestly, you're better off getting your selenium from other sources like fish or eggs and skipping these altogether. And here's another one to avoid: salted or flavored peanuts. I know, peanuts are a classic, and who doesn't love a crunchy handful? But the way most peanuts are sold, roasted in oils, coated in salt, or doused in sugary flavors like honey roasted, makes them a no-go for most of us over 65. Too much sodium can raise your blood pressure, which is something we want to keep in check to protect our hearts. And those extra oils and sugars? They can pile on calories and mess with your blood sugar, which is especially important if you're managing diabetes or trying to stay active. My Uncle Joe, who's 69, used to snack on salted peanuts every night while watching TV. He didn't realize how much sodium he was taking in until his doctor pointed out it was affecting his blood pressure. He switched to unsalted almonds and he's feeling so much better. If you're craving peanuts, go for raw or dry roasted ones with no added salt, and keep it to a small handful, about 20 peanuts. But honestly, there are better nuts out there. For you, like the ones we've already talked about. Wow, we're really building a roadmap to feeling fantastic, aren't we? We've got pistachios and hazelnuts in our corner, helping our digestion, skin, and energy, and we're steering clear of Brazil nuts and those sneaky salted peanuts. But there's still more to uncover, my friends. We've got one more must-eat nut that's going to blow your mind with its benefits, and a couple more to avoid that might be hiding in your pantry. You're going to love where this is going, so stick with me, and let's keep this golden vibe rolling. Hey, my Golden Life crew. You're still here, and I'm so thrilled because we're in the home stretch of uncovering the nuts that can make your days brighter, healthier, and full of that golden energy we all love. If you're over 65, you know how important it is to make every bite count. And today, we're wrapping up with the final nut you must eat. And two more you should avoid, like that one neighbor who always borrows your tools and never returns them. By the end of this, you'll have a clear plan to fuel your body right, feel amazing, and keep shining. So let's dive in and finish strong. Let's start with the final superstar in our must-eat lineup, pecans. Oh, pecans are like the warm, comforting hug of the nut world. These buttery beauties are packed with antioxidants that help fight inflammation, which is huge for those of us over 65 because it means less joint pain and more mobility to do the things we love, like gardening, dancing, or chasing after grandkids. Pecans are also loaded with heart-healthy fats that can lower your bad cholesterol, keeping your ticker in top shape. I have this dear friend, Clara, who's 73 and swears by pecans. She started adding a few to her breakfast every morning, sometimes in her oatmeal, sometimes just nibbled on the side. And she says her knees feel better and her energy is steadier throughout the day. She even told me her doctor was impressed with her latest blood work. Pecans also have a bit of fiber, which helps with digestion, and they're naturally sweet, so they satisfy that craving for something indulgent without derailing your health. Aim for about 15 pecan halves a day, and stick to raw or lightly toasted ones. Avoid those candied pecans you see at holiday parties. They're basically dessert in disguise. Try chopping them up for a salad, mixing them into a smoothie, or just enjoying them as a mid-afternoon pick-me-up. You'll feel like you're treating yourself while doing your body a favor. Now let's talk about another nut to steer clear of, cashews. I know, cashews are creamy and delicious, and they're in everything from trail mixes to stir-fries. But here's why they're not the best choice for us over 65. Cashews are higher in carbs and lower in fiber compared to other nuts, which can cause blood sugar spikes, something we want to avoid, especially if we're watching our glucose levels or managing diabetes. They're also calorie-dense, so it's easy to overdo it without realizing. I remember my cousin Ed, who's 66, used to snack on cashews by the handful while working on his crossword puzzles. He didn't realize how quickly the calories were adding up until he noticed his pants were fitting a little tighter. Plus, cashews are often sold roasted in oils or salted, which can add extra sodium and unhealthy fats. If you absolutely love them, limit yourself to a tiny portion, about 10 cashews, and go for raw and salted ones. But honestly, you're better off reaching for almonds or pecans, which give you more bang for your nutritional buck. And here's the final nut to avoid: pine nuts. Now, pine nuts might seem like a fancy addition to your pesto or salad, but they're not doing you any favors. They're super expensive, for one, and they don't offer the same nutrient density as our must-eat nuts. Pine nuts are high in calories and fats, but they lack the fiber and antioxidants you get from, say, walnuts or pistachios. Plus, some people, myself included, have experienced something called pine nut syndrome, where eating them leaves a weird metallic taste in your mouth for days. It's not dangerous, but it's definitely not fun. I learned this after going a little overboard with a pine nut-heavy recipe last summer, and let me tell you, I wasn't thrilled. For those of us over 65, we want foods that pack a powerful punch without any weird side effects, and pine nuts just don't make the cut. If you're craving that nutty flavor in your dishes, try swapping in chopped hazelnuts or almonds instead. Your wallet and your taste buds will thank you. So, there you have it, my golden life friends. The full scoop on the 5 nuts you should be eating to feel vibrant and strong. Almonds, walnuts, pistachios, hazelnuts, and pecans. These are like your personal health team, working to keep your heart, brain, joints, and digestion in tip-top shape. And we've also unmasked the 5 nuts to avoid: macadamia nuts, Brazil nuts, salted or flavored peanuts, cashews, and pine nuts, because they can sneak in extra calories, sodium, or other issues that we just don't need. The beauty of this is how simple it is to make these swaps. Next time you're at the store, grab a bag of raw almonds or pecans instead of those salted peanuts or cashews. Toss some walnuts into your morning yogurt, or keep a little container of pistachios in your bag for a quick snack. These small changes add up, and before you know it, you're feeling more energized, moving with ease, and maybe even getting some compliments on that golden glow. I want you to take this and run with it. Start adding these must-eat nuts to your daily routine and see how your body thanks you. Maybe try 1 new nut this week and share how it goes in the comments below. I love hearing from you, and it inspires me to keep bringing you tips to live your best life. If you found this helpful, give this video a thumbs up. It really helps our Golden Life community grow. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video. You deserve to feel amazing every single day. And I'm here to help you make that happen. Keep shining, my friends, and I'll see you in the next one.